Hello everyone, my name is Anamika and today we are going to discuss about circulatory system, which is also known as cardiovascular system. Now, biology might not be your favorite subject, but I'm pretty sure that each one of you must be getting very curious whenever you'd come across a topic related to heart, isn't it? You must be wondering how does a heart work or how does blood reaches to each and every cell of your body no matter how distantly it is located. That too within seconds, right? So don't worry, I'm here to discuss the topic. Let's start our discussion. Let's explore our heart and our circulatory system. So the circulatory system is made up of three components. Okay, first the fluid component, blood. Second, the carrier component, blood vessels. And third, the main character, heart. Now, no matter how main this character is, it is nothing without the other two components, which means each component in this system has a significant role to play, and all these three components need to be in tandem. They need to be synchronized so that the system can work efficiently as a whole. So the fluid component, blood, which is power packed with nutrients, with energy, with oxygen, this blood is transported to different body parts via carrier component, which is blood vessels. Now the role of heart here is that it acts as a pump that creates turbulence in the fluid. So turbulence is basically, creating motion or movement. So heart creates turbulence into the blood so that it can flow into the blood vessels, okay, and can get distributed. So now that you know the rudimentary function of circulatory system is to provide the body tissues with oxygen, by circulating blood, let's discuss about the mechanism in a little more detail. So the entire blood circulation mechanism happens via two circuits, the pulmonary circuit, the smaller one, and second, the systemic circuit, which is the larger one. So as the name suggests, you'd be able to guess that pulmonary means it is somewhere related to lungs, and you are absolutely right. Pulmonary circuit functions between your heart and your lungs, okay, whereas the systemic circuit functions between your heart and the rest of your body, right? So what happens is that the deoxygenated blood, via pulmonary circuit enter your lungs. Now everyone knows that in lungs the gaseous exchange occurs in the alveoli. Okay, the gaseous exchange occurs and the CO2 which is present in the blood, gets replaced by the oxygen. Now the blood has purified, okay, it is filtered and now it has converted into oxygenated. So it exits the lungs. Now that it exits the lungs, it enters the heart via pulmonary circuit. Now heart pumps out this newly oxygenated blood into the systemic circuit. Now that you know that a systemic circuit works between your heart and the rest of your body, so this oxygenated blood is distributed to different body cells. Now at cellular level also exchange occurs, okay, gaseous exchange occurs. So the cells respire and they produce CO2. This CO2 is excreted into the blood and the oxygen diffuses into the cells. Now the blood has again turned deoxygenated. So this blood is carried by veins, okay, into the heart, via systemic circuit. Now in heart it is carried to the lungs via pulmonary circuit. Then again it gets filtered, gaseous exchange occurs, and the cycle goes on and on and on for a lifetime. Okay, so now that you know the basic mechanism behind the blood circulation, let's discuss each component. Let's jump on to each component and understand them. So the first component that we have in our list is the heart. Okay, so the basic anatomy of heart is like it has four chambers. Okay, it has a muscular septum which divides it into two sides, the left side and the right side. Okay, so each side has one atrium and one ventricle. So right side has right atrium, right ventricle. Left side has left atrium and left ventricle. Okay. Now you must be wondering what is the role of atrium. So here what atrium does is that it manages or it takes the blood which enters the heart, and the ventricles pump the blood out of the heart. And the role of right side of heart is, it deals or it manages the deoxygenated blood, whereas the left side of the heart manages oxygenated blood. Okay, And you all know that heart acts as a pump. It is a muscle which acts as a pump, and it beats via electrostimulation. Now let's discuss the second component, which is blood vessel. Blood vessels are of three basic types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. So arteries, they are thick walled and they have a narrow lumen. Okay, so these arteries, they take blood away from the heart and distribute it to the body parts. Okay, and they have thick walls so that they can withstand the the pressure of the blood flowing in it. Okay, then second type of blood vessel are veins. So veins, basically what they do is that they carry deoxygenated blood to the heart. Okay, to the heart, and they have comparatively thin walls when we compare them to arteries, because of the fact that blood doesn't flow in that pressure as it flows in the arteries. Then third component is the capillaries. So capillaries are microscopic blood vessels, and they are made up of a single layer of endothelial cells. And you must be wondering why. And the answer is that because of the gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange occurs in capillaries via the gases diffuse across the endothelial cells. So for the gaseous exchange to be quicker and faster, a single layer of endothelium cells are present in the capillaries. Now the third component, the fluid component, the blood. So blood itself is comprised of four parts. Okay, plasma is derived from blood only. So plasma is present around the cells. It helps in exchange of gases, in exchange of CO2, metabolic waste, nutrients, and other things also. Then the rest three components of the blood are the cells, the blood cells. So they are, first is RBC, red blood cells, which is also known as erythrocytes, WBCs, and platelets.